Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to some more reviews. This time I'm gonna be looking at another Pixar film. But before I do, remember to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. I really would. That would really help me out a whole lot. I'd really appreciate it. I'm hoping to get to 1K subs in the future. That would be really nice. But thank you guys for the people who are supporting my channel by being subscribed to it, though. I really do appreciate that. Now I don't have much else to really say, so let's get into the movie review. Up. Up is a Pixar film that came out in 2009. A long time ago, Pixar had a movie that came out called Up. Now, like many films, Up is known for being very emotional and all of that. And I have to agree. I think this film can make you feel emotions. But when it comes to going up, you can either go up, down, or left or right. Where does this film go? Does it go up, down, left, or right? Well, I gotta say, this film kind of goes left or right, honestly. Yeah, it's kind of in the middle. That's where the whole left and right thing comes in. This film is kind of in the middle. I know people are gonna hate me for this, but I really don't really care for this film too much. I know, everyone's gonna hate me. Everyone's gonna hate me for this, but I just could not get into the film. I just could not. Now, I have not seen this film in years. I'm basically going, in this film completely blind. All I remember from the film is the beginning, the opening to the film, and then the very end where the villain dies, because Pixar, deaths and all that. So yeah, but I have not seen this film in years. And I gotta tell you guys, yeah, this film is definitely kind of mediocre. It really is. It's kind of mediocre. It's not bad, but like I said, it's in the middle. It's basically a left or right film. And what I mean by left or right, I mean like this film, kind of goes one way and then it goes the other. It kind of goes back and forth a bit, And what I mean by it going back and forth, I mainly mean the fact that the tone, like, it starts off telling a, nice story and stuff about, there being an opening to, there's like an opening, like it opens up, where, this old guy is like young. He's young and he's hanging out with this girl in this club in this like house or something that's all boarded up. So what happens is they decide they like each other, so they get married. Yeah, they get apparently married. For some reason though, they look very young. Yeah, they're like really young. I guess back then, I think it's kind of true. Back then, people got married a lot younger than they do now, like as teenagers. So I guess I can kind of see it. But they look like they're like kid. Like there's one shot where they look like they're still kids, but they're like tall. I don't know if I'm the only one that saw that. I mean, even watching the opening on YouTube or something, like people talking about the film. Yeah, I've watched people review every Pixar film. I have. But they don't really go into much detail about the films like I do. So I'm basically going in and watching this stuff blind. But yeah, basically though, yeah, they look kind of young. They look like they're like like 11-year-olds that are like super tall. Hey, knock it off. Sorry, the cat's clawing on things. I really hate when my cat does that. He freaking claws on things. Yeah, sorry about interrupting there, but yeah, basically, yeah, they look like they're really young in that scene where they're getting married. They don't even look like adults. They look like they're like they look like they're 11-year-olds that are like super tall. So I don't know why that is, but there's this scene where they're slowly aging, getting older and older, and they get older and older, and then the wife ends up dying. But but yeah, basically though, yeah, so yeah, I find that really kind of odd. Also, I should point this out too before I talk about the heartbreaking opening. I forgot to bring this up too. Good thing I wrote this down. For some reason, that old guy's a kid. He was watching this black and white film in the theaters, like by himself. It's really weird, but yeah, he's like watching this film in the theaters by himself, like with no parents supervising him. That's just really weird. I mean, this guy is like 6 or 7 years old, I think, in the flashback showing him. It's not really a flashback, but it's it starts off with him watching a movie in the theaters. So yeah, so that's kind of funny. I honestly think that's really funny. But yeah, basically though, yeah, that's kind of really strange and all. But now that I pointed that out, yeah, I do think that's really strange how there's no parents supervising him. But I don't really know. We don't even get to see his parents in the movie, so I don't know. But I mean, I could probably see why they didn't put his parents in the movie because maybe because they're kind of rushing. They're rushing it to get to the part of the movie where they get married and stuff. But yeah, basically, this girl and this guy get married. They are kids and they grow up and get married, and which again, it's weird how they look young, but I'm not gonna go into more detail on that. So they get married, and it shows them, showing them, living their full life together. And I guess what happens is they were gonna have a kid, but I guess the baby died or something. I'm not sure. I think that's what happened because they were building a crib because they wanted a baby. They were building a crib, and then I felt like they could have kept that out of the movie. I don't know. I guess it's supposed to make you feel emotions or something, but I felt like it was kind of like something that didn't need to be really in the movie. Now the wife dying in the movie that was fine. That was fun. That added to the plot. But I felt like the baby part was kind of unnecessary. I felt like it didn't really add anything to the movie and all that. It really didn't add anything to the movie that except just an extra pointless scene in the movie. No, I don't think it's a bad scene, but I'm just like I thought that they didn't need to have us, the audience, see that them building a crib and it turns out the baby can't die. I mean, I get it's supposed to be an emotional scene, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, but she basically dies and it's kind of heartbroken. Now I do like the music that plays through these transitions. Of them slowly aging. I think it's pretty good. See, we don't need music. That means songs. That's what happened with Toy Story 2. They had kind of a song play, and I think just having music in the background, I think it fits better for these kind of things. I think a song would have probably ruined this scene a little bit, but I mean, even if the song is good, I felt like it would kind of ruin it. I don't think it would have, destroyed the scene, but I wouldn't say it would have ruined it. I think I spoke that too much. I think it's more that I would think this it would kind of hurt the scene a little bit. That's what I meant to say. It would hurt the scene a little bit. Because I feel like someone singing could have hurt it a little bit. Because, I mean, that's what they did in Shrek the Third. They had like, singing, and it kind of... I mean, I guess the singing was okay, I think, in that movie, too, but... I don't know, I feel like, just them using music is better. It's just better. But yeah, I think the opening is actually still pretty good. I really like it. Like I said, there is the pointless scene with the crib and baby, but I don't think it's that bad of a scene. I think it's all right. They put it in, and I just think they don't really need it in the film. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just think they didn't really need it in the film. I don't know. But I think the opening is really good to this film. It's really good. It may be sounding like this film is actually pretty good at the start. That's the star of the movie. Unfortunately, this film suffers from a trope that basically there's a journey and there's an annoying side character and all that. Something we've seen on Pixar so many times before and all that, and I feel like we've seen it. They've done it better in Finding Nemo than they done it here. They've done that way better in Finding Nemo. My problem is with this movie is I think the side characters are freaking annoying. I really do. I think they're kind of annoying. They're not obnoxiously annoying where you don't want to watch the film, but I think they're just kind of a little bit too annoying, and I'm kind of having a hard time rooting who I want to, who I should be, more mad at, the old man or the kid, because the kid is kind of annoying and the old man just complains about everything. And I don't know, I mean, because there's one scene where I'll get to that scene in a second, because I want to talk about the villain. Yeah, there's a villain in this movie, which I will talk about here in a second. But yeah, basically though, yeah, there are some, some scenes where, like I said, they go back and forth, and I feel like the scenes kind of drag out a little too long, and I think they just drag out a little too long, and then all that. But I think there's some scenes I kind of like, actually, about this movie. I like there's this one scene where this boy is giving this bird chocolate. That's pretty funny. I'm giving this bird chocolate. I think that's kind of funny. I don't know if birds actually eat chocolate, but I mean, some birds eat meat, chicken meat. So I don't know. I don't know, but because we had some pigeons and all that, and at this, we had some pigeons at this hotel in Arkansas, and they were eating their own kind, which is bird meat, but pretty good stuff though. But just the fact that birds can eat that, I wouldn't be surprised if they eat chocolate too. But I don't know. But yeah, basically though, I do like that scene, and now I can talk about the villain in this movie. Now, I don't think this villain is as good. I don't think it's as good as Wally or The Incredibles. Definitely not The Incredibles. The Incredibles probably has the best Pixar villain, honestly. Maybe. I don't know. There could be other films too, but I don't think he's a bad villain either. I think he's an okay villain. I don't think he's bad or anything. Basically, the villain here in this movie is apparently he has all these dogs, and then he invites the old guy and the bully over to have a feast with him, and things go really good until they talk about a bird, and then I guess he goes completely psychotic and decides to kill them, which I feel like that kind of came out of nowhere. But yeah, I do think it kind of came out of nowhere and all that, and I still think he's an okay villain. I don't think he's a bad villain, but I think that kind of came out of nowhere. That was like he's just perfectly fine with them until they talk about the bird. I'm like, dude, instead of trying to freaking murder them, why not have them give you the bird so you can take it and prove the world that you're not crazy, I mean, instead of freaking flat out going to murder them, I mean, he literally does that. He literally flat out tries to murder them to get the bird. And you can argue maybe that he was gonna try to kill the bird, but I don't think the movie ever established that. I don't think I've ever saw that in the movie of them establishing that he was gonna kill the bird. I don't really know. I mean, I think he had a skeleton of the bird, but he had a skeleton of all the other animals too in this museum. So I don't really see why he would kill the bird. I don't really know. It's just weird. He just comes out of nowhere, and it comes out of nowhere, and I just don't really, I don't really, get it, honestly. It just comes out of nowhere. And speaking of which, now I can talk about another scene, I'm gonna re-talk about, the whole, not being able to decide, who's in the wrong here. That's what I meant to say. I kind of was not sure what I was saying there, but yeah, who's in the wrong here? The old guy or the boy? Because they tend to go back and forth, and the boy is annoying. He doesn't shut up, and then the old man is basically a freaking grump who bickers all the times. And there's this one scene where this villain, this old guy, this other old guy, which by the way, he was in this black and white movie, so I don't really know how old he is, but the fact that the main character, the old guy himself, is like 78 years old, and I don't know how old the guy that was in the movie was. That's just crazy, though. That's just crazy. It's crazy how old he is, how he's still around. I mean, to be fair, though, like, people like Betty White has lived to be, like, 99 years old, so I can kind of see that, But basically, though, he ends up lighting, the old guy's, house on fire. And then the boy's freaking mad at him because, he's mad at him because, he didn't save the bird. And I'm like, dude, we could still go save the bird. And instead what happens in the movie is like, he ends up walking off. He walks off, and then like we spend like about 3 minutes of the movie, the guy looking at his book, and he ends up going to save the boy because the boy, ends up going on his own, to the air. Again, the air where there's freaking a blimp filled with freaking dogs, and he decides to go up there. Surprised he didn't get shredded to pieces, because in real life, if you would do that, you get shredded by pieces. But I don't really know, but yeah, and the boy again comes out of nowhere and tells the old man, even after he walked off, he told the old man, like, I don't care what you think or whatever he said. He's gonna go up there and rescue the bird. And I felt like, why did he just come out of nowhere and all that? And I don't know. But basically, what happens is they have a little. They end up saving. He ends up saving the boy, and he ends up starting to care and all that. His heart grows. This is where the old man's heart grows 3 sizes that day. His heart grew 3 sizes that day, and he becomes a happier old man by saving his boy and killing the guy. I think the guy's dead. I mean, I don't know if he's dead or not because he had balloons on his legs. So I don't know if he actually died or not. He just fell in the water, so the maniac could still be alive somewhere in the waters, but I don't really know. And then they go back Well, they go back and they basically steal the guy's blimp, even though the guy was a freaking maniac and tried to kill them. He tried to kill them for a freaking bird, and yet they still take his blimp and still wear his uniforms. I mean, I wouldn't want to wear a crap after what that guy did, because the whole point of the first part of the movie is at the very beginning is the old guy was a kid and wearing this helmet and stuff, and goggles because he wanted to dress like the guy. I mean, he wanted to dress like the guy, so the fact that the new boy, the Boy Scout guy, the Boy Scout kid, actually is wearing he's actually wearing the uniform just kind of seems wrong after the other guy tried to kill them. But hey, I don't know. But he ends up taking the boy to get his badge, and then everything ends on a perfect note. I think there's one scene too where I guess I think he's in a retirement home now. I'm like, why? Why do they need to put him in a retirement home? I don't really get it. I'm sure he freaking attacked someone at the beginning that was freaking attacking his house. Which, speaking of which, I don't like how he just ditches his house. I'm like, I mean, yeah, it was just a house and all, but I mean, like, he could have kept the house and went after the bird. He could have saved his house from catching on fire, and then, could have, and then you could have went to save the bird, and all that, but I really don't know. And that's basically Up. Up. I know I sounded like I was going all over the place here, but it's freaking just like, it's this film is like left and right. It's just left and right throughout the entire movie. It's just freaking like, it's like, what, this happens, and all this happens, and I'm just like, I don't even know. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and give this film the rating meh. Yeah, I know people are probably going to hate me, but I'm gonna give it meh. And I'm gonna give it a score, and I'll explain exactly why I'll be giving it meh. This film is gonna get 61 points. Yes, 61 points. Now, here, let me explain why this film is getting 61 points and it's rating meh. I think the film is all right. I think the problem is with the film is the pacing and the fact that it feels like it's all over the place. It's all over the place. I mean, I feel like they can't figure out what they're gonna do and all that, and we get a lot of pointless scenes, like I mentioned in the before, how like when the old villain guy lets the other guy's house on fire, and then he takes off with the bird. The boy is just mad about it and walks off, and we get like 3 minutes of the guy looking at his book, which, I mean, again, it's not super pointless. I mean, we get to see pictures of him and his wife, which is nice, but I felt like it just felt really forced. A lot of scenes in this movie feel forced. Like the whole villain turning. He goes from being a good guy to flat out a villain out of nowhere, like a snap. Like it's like snapping your fingers. He just goes from being a villain to, being a good guy to a villain, all because of a bird. But he could have just. They refused to give him the bird, I guess because he's a psychopath. I don't really know. I mean, he didn't seem psychopath at first. They just didn't give him the bird, I guess, because he's evil. I don't really know. I mean, he tried to kill them, but I mean that was after they refused to give him the bird. So I really don't know. I really don't know what to say about that. But Up is an alright film. I definitely think it's overrated, in my opinion. I think it's way overrated. I don't think it's the greatest film, but I don't hate it either. I think it's alright. I think the voice actor for the old guy, he does a really good job. Sadly, he passed away at age 91, according to what I posted here on the thumbnail. The card on the sad fact. there's no fun fact, it's just a sad fact, but yeah. It's just, again, it's sad, what happened, and all that, but yeah, I think this video, too, is actually a lot shorter than the Wally one, too, which is good. The Wally video is a lot longer. It was longer. It was much, much longer than this one. Of course, Wally, I spent, literally about half of the video. I looked at it. It was about half the video trying to, rant on about the CGI castle. Well, this time I don't have to worry about that, which is good. And, yeah. And so you guys know that there's no music, in this video, because, the TV upstairs, wasn't working right, so I had to watch the movie down here in the basement. I got the Gears of War Xbox down here. So, yeah, I watched it on there. I'm glad, too, that this movie did not mess up like Wally did, so that's good. But overall, this film is, it's alright, I suppose. It's alright. Yeah, sorry again about no music. I probably won't be able to do that for a while, but, I'll tell you guys what I was gonna play in the background. I was gonna play, the Over There, song from, Super Paper Mario. That's what I was gonna play, but I can't do that now. But it's alright, I suppose. We don't always need music in here. But I just think this film is definitely, it's definitely okay. It definitely is. And I know too from my Wally video, I did a different description for the CGI cast, so I chose the Wally one instead. Because I figured it'd be cool to show off the Wally one that someone made on YouTube. This time around, I will probably show off the, I'll show off the one I was gonna show off the last time, so yeah. I would wait till a future film to do this, like Turning Red or something, because that film I think I heard is from the 2000s, but I'll do it in this film instead, because I think it's a lot better, so. Plus, I don't have to worry about keeping track of remembering that stuff. But overall, Wally is okay. Also, I didn't realize I was moving that like that. Yeah, Wally's okay though. And I mean, Up's all right. Definitely not as good as Wally, but I think it's okay. Probably not a film I'll go back and rewatch for a while, but I might come back every so often and watch the film again, just because. Please, guys, do not hate me either. After all, this is my opinion, and like I said, if you guys like this movie, it's fine. I just don't like this film as much because I don't like a lot of scenes feel forced and pointless, and I think, the whole side character being annoying was done better in Finding Nemo, so, yeah. But I'm gonna go ahead and let this go, though, so see you guys later. This is Dash Show Rose. Have a wonderful day and see you guys all next time. Bye-bye.